Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining me for this week's Champion Leadership Success Tip. And so I am so glad you are here. So glad you are joining me. Today, I'm talking about the one thing that I wished my college advisor would have told me when I started my principal prep program. Now, let me give you some background before I tell you what that one thing is. I went to school for business. I have a business degree. I didn't like it because I didn't feel like I was helping people like I wanted to. So I changed and shifted to education. I became a teacher. Then as I was teaching, I had this desire to step more into a leadership role. Now, mind you, I already had a degree in business with a focus in management and leadership. And so in the school setting, I wanted to take on more leadership roles. So I went back to school in order to earn an additional degree and get the certification to become a principal. A lot of times when we go to school, and I'm speaking specifically to aspiring leaders in a school, or if you're in the business, you can make this apply to you. When you get after you've been teaching and you want to get out the classroom, as an educator, you have to get the certification and you believe in the education process. Because as an educator, you believe in the process of educating. You know that once you're done, whatever they teach you, you're going to master and you're going to be able to demonstrate it and do it. That's the whole point of education. And we often have what I call a romanticized view of what education is supposed to do. It's like we have the desire, we get the training, and then after we get the training, we learn the requirements, and then we get the position, and then are able to produce results. But here's the problem, and here's the one thing I wish I would have known. There were gaps in the training. Now, the advisor may not have known it. Those teaching it could and could not have known it, because they may know that there's gaps in their particular subject and try to fill those gaps, but the program as a whole had a gap. Now, here's how I was able to know the difference. Because as an educator, you know what you're teaching. You know when you're teaching it, if it has gaps. And so you look for supplemental materials to fill those gaps so that the students get where they want to go. And so, but with each course doing that, I believe that was done by the teachers in each course, but the problem was the program as a whole had a gap. Now, here's where everybody can relate. Anybody who's aspired to leadership, here's how you can relate. Because it's this: you had the desire, you get the training like I did. I had the desire, I got the training. I didn't recognize that there were gaps. And so once I got the position, then there was this thing where I found that I wasn't adequately prepared. I wasn't ready. There were things I had to deal with that I wasn't ready for. And then I realized I wasn't ready. And then some stuff I didn't know I needed to know until the time I had to know it. And that produced frustration, that produced extra pressure, and some people in that position quit. I felt like I wanted to quit, but I didn't. I stuck it out, I pressed through because I relied on the previous training I had. So here's the thing: nobody's going to tell you that there are gaps in the training program. Now, if you're in business, they might not even know there's a gap in the training program. That's why they didn't tell you. Some colleges don't realize that there are gaps in their education programs when you go for the certifications. However, you quickly find out as a student when what you've learned has to meet reality. And sometimes they don't mesh. That in reality, what you needed to know wasn't what you were taught, or a fraction of what you were taught met reality. So what do? Luckily for me, I had to learn the hard way. And I was able, and I had something to pull back on because of my previous experience. But what do you do if you didn't have that previous degree or previous experience? What do you fall back on? If you try to learn the hard way and learn on the job, that could cost you. You could make a costly mistake. So, as you are aspiring to leadership, Look for ways to supplement what you are learning so you can have success on day one. Because when you are a leader, you are expected to be successful, to produce the first day you're there. There's no such thing as people being patient as a leader grows. While they may say it out of their mouths, the reality is you are expected to lead like a champion the moment you enter that position. All right, so my tip for you, supplement what you're learning. Now, if you want to supplement what you're learning, if you are a teacher aspiring to become a school leader, or if you're in a business and you're aspiring to management, I have something for you too. If you are aspiring to leadership and you need something to supplement the training program to make sure you experience success on day one, I want you to reach out to me. Go to my website, jamalmaxsam.org. Get on the calendar and schedule a free 30-minute consultation or a strategy session as it's called. And let's talk about your needs, and I will help you get the supplements you need. I have training courses, I have teaching, I have education that you can get into that will help prepare you for leadership. If you're a teacher, it's called the Principals Accelerator. In 5 weeks, you can launch your career to be better prepared to be a principal. If you're in business, I have something called the Dream Team Incubator, where it will prepare you for management and leadership. All right, that's it for this week. I will see you next week. I want you to be successful and lead like a champion. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know what you're doing to supplement your education or your training in leadership to make sure that you do not mess up once you get there. All right, not saying make a mistake, but that's different. Make a mistake and mess up is two totally different things, and that's a different talk. All right, have a great rest of your week. Be successful.